I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna shout, I'm gonna let the reason out that his love goes on forever. I'm gonna take it all the way.
Hey, welcome back to the Maple Minute this Tuesday, October 11th, 2022. I'm Pastor Bill, and we're in a series on building quality friendships, according to what the Bible says. And today we're going to talk about the subject of a new kind of friendship. You know, we've been in John chapter 15 and for the last couple of three episodes, and what we learned is so much about abiding in quality friendships. And last time we dealt with the characteristics of what Jesus' friendships would look like. But after telling us Jesus' description of friendship, he brings us back to our responsibility, and that's found in verse 17 of chapter 15. Jesus tells his disciples, "This is my command." Here's a responsibility: love each other. And there's that word again that we keep failing at. Now, just in way of review, because it's so important. Now, if you missed last episode, you probably want to go back and look at it. But let me sum it up real quick, because we talked about this. We talked about these 5 characteristics of Jesus' love for us that are become characteristics of our friendship with others. You see, biblical friendship is not based on our need of others, but on their need of us. And so we cannot love more like Jesus without risk and without cost. But as we do risk and as it does cost us, we discover that Jesus enriches our lives not only with deeper relationships, with deeper friendships, but we get a deeper appreciation of Jesus' love for us. And that's why he commanded us to love one another. The last time we talked about the 5 characteristics of Jesus' friendships that need to be laid aside alongside our relationships with other people. Today, and let me go ahead and let's discuss these. Number 1, we said Jesus' friendship, the extent of Jesus' friendship was sacrificial love. Number 2, the effect of Jesus' friendships is change. Number 3, the expression of Jesus' friendships is intimacy. Number 4, the initiative of Jesus' friendships is his love. And number 5, the goal of Jesus' friendship is fruitfulness. Now, that's what we discussed last time, and so I'm not going to go back through them. But this is an unusual Maple Minute. Usually we end with questions and all that, but the content of this one really is going to center around these 5 things. And what I've realized after we get done with last time, when we go through these 5 things and we lay these 5 characteristics down according to our quality friendships and compare them to our relationships, our friendships, what these statements that we made last time should do is they produce some penetrating questions that we have to ask about our friendships. So today, instead of having questions at the end, our content's going to be about these questions. So let's look at these questions. First of all, number 1, what are the limits of my friendship? Do I use people or do I lay down my life for them? And how much do I know of sacrificial love? See, if we're going to talk about the extent being sacrificial love, we better ask this question. That's what it requires here. Number 2, what is my impact on others? Am I a change agent for godliness in my friend's life? Is he or she, I always use the he, but is he or she more of a disciple because of me? And if that's true, am I giving away myself in such a way that God-given needs are being met in his or her life? See, these are questions that come from those 5 characteristics, and they're penetrating, and these are what we need to develop in order to discuss these things. Number 3, and each one of them goes with one of those 5 things. So number 3, the questions would be, do I take the risk of openness, or is there a carefully constructed wall around my life that no one can penetrate? Because I don't want anybody to come in. And have I ever expressed verbally my love and appreciation for my friend and displayed that love by opening up my life to him? That means intimacy is developed through that. Because it's easy to say I love you, but how much do we actually let people in and share with people? And then number 4, am I the initiator of love, or am I waiting for others to earn my approval or to reach out to me? Do they need to do something to get me to like them? That's the question. Or do I choose people as friends because of my needs or because of their needs? What causes that? Is it that, remember we talked last time, maybe you didn't if you haven't listened to it, but we said that Jesus went out of his way, and before we ever knew it, he chose us to be his friends. He chose us, and he died on the cross for us. We didn't even know who he was. He wasn't even on our radar, is what the Bible says, and all of a sudden he chose us. And so he initiated that. How do you do that in your friendships? Do you go, hey, because you did so much for me, I'll be your friend? Because you have this, because, let's talk about these things. And then number 5, how am I helping my friend realize his or her potential in any or every area of life? Is he or she fruitful because of me? And when we talk about that, what is the goal? Jesus' goal was that you'd bear fruit or become productive in your life, that something would be left that would be good and it would remain lasting fruit. I don't know about you, but these questions, and there are no more questions, so if you need to back it up and write them down, these are great questions to sit down and ask. But I don't know about you, these 5, I don't know how they affect you, but they affected me. They challenged me enormously when I start thinking about relationships. And if I'm also truthful, they sort of threaten me too, because what I realize is biblical friendship does not come cheaply. It doesn't come easily. The question that maybe we should, and I probably should have put this down and I didn't, the question that really is potentially the most important question we should ask is, Jesus was a friend like this, but can I be a friend like that? We're all going to struggle with this because we're sinful, but the more we aim to be more like Jesus, the better our relationships will be, the better our friendships will be. So if you want quality friendships in your life, take time to answer these questions. And as always, it's good to share with somebody you can be accountable to, a close friend, a spouse. Family, though, man, if you have grandkids, kids that are upper elementary, teenagers, preteens, maybe even young adults in your home or around, take some time to sit down and discuss these things with them, because so many people are building friendships that are so shaky. They're really not good biblical friendships, even in Christian circles. So help somebody do something the right way. Until next time, thanks for joining us here on the Maple Man.
I'm gonna praise Jesus' name, 'cause his love goes on forever. His love reaches to the highest mountain. His love stretches to